Hello friends, welcome to my channel ELS English Literature Studies with Core Harpreet. Today I will discuss the play Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller, right? Today I will discuss its social theme, and Death of a Salesman is a play about a salesman whose name is Willy Loman, who, like so many other American men of the last century, is in conflict with society, conflict with the family and himself, right? In his struggle to compete with this materialistic America, he comes up short. Society beats him down, right? And he has a war which is going through his inner self, and outer conflicts he's also facing, right? And in this war with his own inner self, he refuses to accept what he is in reality. Willy Loman's inner and outer conflicts destroy him, and that is the main reason about the death of a salesman, right? And one of the main theme that that constantly runs through plays of Arthur Miller and is worthy of our interest is the social theme, right? We can say this is Miller's most representative play. It is a powerful and authentic social document which portrays the society of its time, especially the modern American society, right? Through this play, he portrays the modern American society, which is highly competitive and commercialized. This play powerfully depicts the victimization of Willy Loman at the hands of an inhumane society. Willy Loman acts as a victim in the hands of this society. Why it is inhumane society? Because I've already told that this modern American society is highly competitive and commercialized. It has nothing to deal with human feelings. So this is inhumane society, right? Death of a Salesman addresses loss of identity and man's inability to accept change within himself and society. Means it is a conflict, it is inner conflict and outer conflict he has to face, right? He has his own dreams, but he has to face the reality. Death of Salesman addresses loss of identity and his inability to accept change within himself and society, and that leads to the death of Willy Loman, right? The play, we can say it is it is full of memories, dreams, confrontations, and arguments, all of which make up the last 24 hours of Willy Loman's life. Willy Loman is the representative of a modern man whose house, according to Arthur Miller, is surrounded from all sides by angular shape, right? And this also shows that this angular shaped house also shows that it is of a modern society. Miller is not Miller, Willy Loman is as fragile as his house and is crushed by the modern industrial world. When Willy Loman enters the house, he feels exhausted. Why he feels exhausted? Because he is incapable of accepting the fact that he is a mediocre salesman, right? In my previous slide, in this slide, I've told you that it is man's inability to accept change. He is not ready to accept the change. That is why he has lost his identity. This inability to accept change, inability to accept the fact that he is a mediocre salesman, right? And he feels exhausted because of this fact. He feels tired. He says that he is tired to death. It is a cry of every modern man, right? And when he talks about his that he's exhausted with his wife Linda, she reassures him that he's only suffering from mental fatigue. Linda suggests him to have aspirin, but it is not a physical disease, right? Here his spiritual nourishment has gone dry, right? He's not talking about physical disease, that he's not talking about tiredness which can be cured by any sort of medicine, right? He's talking about spiritual nourishment which has gone dry. Willy's interview with Howard is one of the most important situations in the show, which plays or shows cruelty of commercialized society, modern American society, then we can say materialistic society, then commercialized society, right? This is a social theme that he is trying to portray about the society, that Howard is one of the more interview with Howard is one of the most important situation in this, which shows the cruelty of commercialized society, and Willie's plea is a clear example of such prevailing theme when he says that you can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit. This is the example. This is a plea given by Willie Loman, right? That to Howard, that I'm not like an orange, that you can squeeze me for the whole life, you can make best out of me, and when I'm old, when I'm not able to merchandise effectively, you will throw the peel away. He says that a man is not a piece of fruit, right? But in return, what Howard says, he says, no, it is a business kid, that you are a still kid, you are not grown up professionally. No, it is a business kid, and everybody has to pull his own weight, right? Willie perceives himself here as a failure. He is just a mediocre salesman who has only made monumental sales in his imagination. Now when he is growing old, right, and when he is less productive, the company fires him. That is why he perceives himself as a failure. That is the dilemma which is going on in his mind. And he believes that he should be recognized and respected at work because he established the company throughout New England and named his own boss. So he wants respect, he wants to be recognized, but Howard says no, it is a business kid, right? Then things that Willie considered meaningful, such as past sales records and prior friendship with Howard, mean nothing in this current world, mean nothing in this commercialized society. It means these good sales records and his good friendship does mean nothing in this modern American society, right? He has lost the ability to sell merchandise effectively, so the company has fired him, and he feels sad about this, right? The American dream, very important word. That American dream has its strongest pull on the individuals, right? Everyone wants to fulfill this American dream, and it has the strongest pull on the individuals. They do not enjoy the happiness and prosperity which they expect out of this dream, and every dream, what we can say, what is the output we want, that we want happiness and prosperity out of that dream, right? And the American dream has the same value, but people who wants to who follow this American dream and who wants to be American hero, they do not enjoy the happiness and prosperity which they expect out of this dream. Willie pursues the fruit of that dream as Panica for the disappointments, right? Actually, Willie tries to measure his self-worth by the standards of American dream while ignoring the important foundations of family life. That is why he is not able to enjoy the happiness and prosperity, because he is ignoring the important foundations of family love. He is preoccupied with the materialistic American success. He is preoccupied with this national identity, right? He has built concept of himself not on human relationship but on the unrealistic myth of American dream, right? Apart from being mechanical, modern life is also artificial. When his wife Linda repeatedly complains of smell of smell of shaving lotion in the whole house, this smell symbolizes that the natural fragrance has disappeared from the modern family, and what is left is only the artificial smell. So all these things symbolizes what is going on in the society. Then Willie Loman regrets being unfaithful to his wife, even though he will never admit the affair to her, right? He is no longer a respectable man in Biff's eyes. He is no longer a respectable man in his son's eyes. Biff recognizes, because why he is no longer he has no long respect in his son's eyes, because his son recognizes that his father's tendency to reconstruct reality, and this is no longer a willing participant. Sorry, Biff is no longer, we can say, he is not willing to participate in his father's fantasy. Who a person who is living in fantasy, who has nothing to do with reality, he is not ready to accept the reality. That so Biff thinks that he does not want to be more part of Willy's fantasy. By the end of the play, Willy is overwhelmed. He seeks a solution in his suicide. Right? That is very important. He seeks a solution in his suicide. He thinks what will happen if he will commit suicide. He thinks that by the end of the play, he can no longer deny his failures when they become too many to deal with. Instead, he seeks a solution, and he dreams himself as an American hero after his suicide. Because why he thinks himself as American hero? What the solution he finds in his suicide? He thinks that first solution is that he thinks that his life insurance policy will in some way compensate Linda for his affair which he is having with another lady. This is the first solution he seeks in suicide. Additionally, secondly, he thinks that his son will consider him a martyr and respect him after witnessing the large funeral. Right? These things he thinks are solution for him. Right? And he thinks that many people will attend his funeral and he will be a hero. Then Willy Loman represents hollow pride of a modern man. He claims that he was a man who introduced Wagner's company to the buyers, and now Howard is not ready to have him in his company. He has fired him. Right? That is why he meets his failure, because he's given wrong values, and Biff fails because he does not find values. He has no more respect for his father. He does not find anything. He doesn't want to be part of the world of fantasy which his father has created. Right? And this play depicts the ruin of a family, and through that ruin of whole middle class, Willy Loman is chalked in the society. The cause of modern man's tragedy is that he has forgotten to live in the present. Either he lives in a dead past, right, or in dreams of a golden future, but he does not live in the present. The whole middle class either thinks about of his old past records, which in which they have respect, in which they have been recognized, or they think about they have a very golden dreams about future. The truth of Willy Loman's judgment is well illustrated in this character, right? And most of the time he's dwelling in the past or lost in the dreams of a happier future. Right? The cause of modern man's tragedy is that he has forgotten to live in the present. Either he lives in a past dead or in the dreams of a golden future. Right? So friends, this is for today. I hope you will hit the like button for moral support, share and subscribe my channel, as subscription is totally free, and thanks a lot for watching.